Hi everyone, Peter Dennis here. In July of 2018, some of my hypnosis clients, while in hypnosis, began to channel. Today, 20 months later, there are 18 of these channelers, and this podcast features one of them. Now, if you still don't know what channeling is, check my website at www.peterhdennis.com and click on the channeling tab. You can also see lots about channeling on YouTube. Now today, my guest is Tina McPhee, and she channels Canadra, who is a multi-dimensional being from the Andromedan galaxy. After I ask Tina a couple of questions about herself, she'll then go into an altered state of consciousness where she can connect with Canadra, and I will then direct some questions to her. So Tina, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Good. Tina, before we get into some of the channeling, can you give us a little background on yourself, where you grew up, went to school, that kind of thing?
Well, I grew up largely in Ajax and spent, all of my school years there anyway. And I was one of the youngest of 8 kids. So from a big family and with 5 brothers and 2 older sisters. And my dad had been an army guy until we moved to Ajax. So it was always a pretty hectic place to be for the most part when I was growing up. And then in university, I went to Trent and did my teacher education in geography and science. And then from there, I've taught my first year up north in Barry's Bay, which was fantastic, living in a cottage and nice in nature and getting those benefits. And then moved to Toronto and have been teaching in Toronto for, 28 years now. So that's been a great experience. And I teach high school, geography, science, a variety of courses at this point.
Mm-hmm. So fundamentally, you're a teacher.
It's quite a few people in my family. It seems to be the lineage.
Uh-huh. Well, Tina, you've been channeling for a little while now. That must have made an impact on your life. What have you noticed that's different?
I trust now that I can get answers to any questions that I might have for myself, not just for others. I know it has helped others. When a few of my friends have had challenges in their lives, that I've been able to get answers for them so that they could kind of navigate what was going on maybe a little better than they would have. It's also blended in with my Reiki, which I've just started doing. It's a new thing, but that really is supportive of that work and kind of blends into being able to provide somebody with the best treatment and the best information that might go with that treatment when it's done.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like the channeling is maybe amplifying your ability as a Reiki healer and as a teacher. Would you say that's a fair statement?
Yeah, I'm new into the Reiki, but I feel that, all that energy kind of blends together so that I may not have thought in the past that I had maybe the ability to be a good Reiki practitioner, but now I can see that with that as another tool, that it is something that I can see is developing and I'm getting much stronger at, and that energy is definitely a benefit.
Mm-hmm. Well, you channel a being who goes by the name of Canadra. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to give you a couple minutes to get yourself into the altered state where you can bring her through, and then we'll have a conversation with Canadra. So I'll just fast forward a couple of minutes, and the next words we hear will be hers.
Hello, we are here.
Canadra, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Very happy to be here.
Canadra, I understand that you're from the galaxy Andromeda. Am I correct?
Yes, we are, and I am the person that is speaking on behalf of a small group here in Andromeda.
Mm-hmm. Now, that's a galaxy that I think our astronomers are aware of. Are you from a particular planet or are you physical at all?
We can be physical, but the planet's not really relevant because we will be in different places in different dimensions. So it is best just to talk about galaxy collectively.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Now, do you personally spend the majority of your time in the spirit realms, or are you more often physical?
Again, it is difficult to talk in terms of the dimensions and time, but for the most part, we are non-dimensional in the sense, non-physical, I should say, that we are in many dimensions, not non-dimensional, but multi-dimensional, and that we do come into the third and fourth dimension at times, but we are multidimensional and we are non-physical in what you would consider the greatest proportion of time.
Mm-hmm. When you are in the third dimension, are you physically present on planet Earth?
Yes, at times we are.
And would humans know that?
They would know that because they would see us. However, again, the complexities of time and space, it is hard to us for us to explain it. But yes, we are there at times, and it is important for us to be there to have a better sense of how people are functioning on Earth and integrating with the challenges that are present. So it gives us a better perspective, understanding of how to support beings on Earth at this point in time. It is very helpful for us to, if you like, come and go so that we can better bring light and guidance at this time.
Is it fair to say that your main purpose in being here is to assist us through this time of change?
Most definitely, like so many other beings and so many other galaxies and so many other dimensions. We have great interest and desire to support and help people on Earth. You are far more important than you may realize in the greater picture.
Does that mean that as you are assisting us, there is a benefit for you as well?
There is a benefit for us because everything is connected and everything is benefited in all dimensions, time and space, by when and how the beings on Earth evolve into the next dimension and dimensions after that.
Okay. Now, I gather that humans are moving generally as a civilization towards the fourth dimension of consciousness, but is it the case that some are moving ahead faster than others?
Yes, but we should not see that as a problem or an issue. People make different decisions at different time, and the aspect of free will is at play here. However, it is all moving in that direction, and each one is moving in that direction on some level. There may be slight diversions along different individuals' paths in different places for different reasons. So we the collective, as us as representing and representing Andromedans and being there on Earth, so I say it collectively as we should not see this as in any way problematic. But yes, Earth, the beings of Earth are moving in that dimension and will continue to ascend in the future. The huge challenges that are presenting themselves on Earth right now are helping that, despite how they may appear at this point in time. People are now or are going to continue to make more choices towards light and away from dark, away from fear, away from the things that overall would slow this ascension. But it is happening.
I can certainly see that in this time of the coronavirus, that the response of many people seems to be, as you would put it, moving towards the light, in that they're reaching out to their fellow humans or neighbors. There's many acts of kindness. There's kind of a reassessing of values, and things are, in my mind anyway, becoming lighter. And maybe, as you put it, moving towards the light. Is that how you see it as well?
It is very much how we see it. And even the aspects of darkness that come with it, and these are some things that Tina herself has been struggling with, the aspects of fear, of worrying about what others are doing or not doing. These are, in a way, the shadow sides, and the challenge is for each person to walk their path, like in so many other times and challenges that a human may have. And in this case, to, in a sense, put blinders on to what others are drumming up as fear in different areas, whether it be political, whether it be aspects of health, whether it be fear of lack in money, resources, etc. People will, for the most part, move past those fears and choose light. And our suggestion is for people to not fear or go towards those worries and give them their attention. It is a challenge, as always, but to trust that the highest and best is being served and will be served for the individuals of Earth as a collective.
What is your role more specifically in working with Tina? She's an educator, she's a healer. Are you going to be kind of adding your consciousness and abilities to hers in some way? Just shed a little light on that, if you would, please.
There has been and will be connections through her in that area of education. This is evolving and is evolving through her own perspective and understandings about how education could change and may change in the future. This is something that is evolving, and we are not going to shed a great deal of light on now, but part of what may come out of this challenging time with coronavirus is that the institution of education itself is important, but that there needs to be more balance in how people almost divest their responsibilities in education to the institution, which needs to change. The approach needs to be one that is a greater connection of all the parts that go into helping a child develop and evolve in their role in the community and ultimately the universe. That we cannot, in the best interests of the evolution of the planet and of society towards light, allow children to be, in a way, put into the institution, whether it be schools or other types of institution, and kind of allow those institutions to do their work in isolation. This has been happening a great deal on Earth, where the expectation is that the institution will educate the child, as opposed to that being one part of the child's greater education in life.
Canadra, I have my eye on the clock here, and I think we're going to have to wrap up soon. I'm wondering if you have any sort of final word or message for us.
The message that we give at this point in time is that the shift that is taking place is going to bring greater peace to many. It will bring greater peace as people begin to look differently at what their priorities are and what is really important for individuals to be doing, to know within society. This will, in a way, relieve some stress that people in this time are feeling and allow people to reprioritize in a way that will take down a notch the energy that they have been working on a level to try and maintain that is not sustainable. We will eventually be able to work in a different plane and a different energy level that will bring more calm and peace to the collective on Earth.
Well, thank you for that. That's very encouraging, and I look forward to that. Canadra, thank you very much for joining us on this podcast. And thank you for your messages and just clarifying a little more about yourself. Look forward to further messages.
Thank you. We're so happy to be able to share with you.
Well, thank you. Tina, welcome back.
Thank you.
Tina, if people would like to get in touch with you, what's the best way they can do that?
I have an email, and the email is owlenergyhealing@gmail.com. That would be the best way at this point in time.
Good. Well, thank you for that. And thank you for being here and bringing Canadra to join us. It was really an interesting and fruitful podcast. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Glad to do it.
Well, folks, that's our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll come back for some more. You can download and or listen to this podcast or any of the other 50 or so by going to my website at www.peterhdennis.com. Once there, click on the podcast tab, scroll down to section number 2, and there you can click on Tina's name or photo and listen or download from there. The final point. I have recently started a Facebook group entitled The Channeling Connection. It's a group for channelers, for those curious about channeling, and for those who may want to become a channeler. Check it out, join if you'd like, ask a question, or if you have an opinion, contribute to the discussion. Well, that's it for now. So long until next time.